Do you believe us at all? Do you believe that when you're experiencing sickness that you're asking for wellness and that the wellness is queued up?
Yes.
So what's hard to talk about that? In other words, we don't get why it's hard. When you could as easily talk about wellness as sickness, why not talk about wellness? You did a little bit. You said, I can accept that some good has come out of it, but do you really believe it? Do you really do you believe it? Do you believe here's a good way of putting it. Do you ever hear someone say, "Oh, I've been well for so long and there are a lot of sick people. So I think I'm going to be sick for a while to allow sick people to be weller." You don't ever say that, do you? Because you don't think that there's this pile of wellness that you've been pigging out on and depriving others. And so that's one way of looking at this. And we want to convince you that, do you believe that you are a vibrational being? Mm-hmm. And do you believe that as a vibrational being that you can focus on wanted or unwanted?
Yes.
So what is this insatiable appetite, and it's not just yours, almost all humans have it, of wanting to explain what is? What is the big deal about what is? What's the big deal about what is? Is it, you know what it really is? I'm running around with a whole lot of other humans who've forgotten who they are, that don't remember about the vortex, who have trained themselves away from caring about how they feel, and we are, for the most part, just a big human complaining pity party. Those are the books that sell. You want to get a best-selling book, then dig yourself into a really deep hole and then crawl out, and they'll clap when you crawl out. We're just trying to get your attention a little bit here. We want to convince you that you don't have to tell the story about reality. You can tell the story about vibrational reality. But when you say it's hard, I can't do it, I don't know how to do it, that only means that's because you've practiced the reality story more than the vibrational reality story. Do you know anybody? Have you ever, and we won't tell, have you ever told a fib for so long that you forgot it was a fib? Do you know people who lie really easily? That's what we want from you. We want you to take a departure from reality and train yourself into the improved reality, into the wanted reality. We want you to train yourself. But so many of you have believed that you've got to tell it like it is. And so someone says, "How are you?" And you don't feel that good. And you feel like you should tell them, "Well, I really don't feel that good." And they didn't really care. They didn't really mean, "How are you?" They meant, "Hi." So just practice as best you can. And so the answer to your question is, how can you practice the better feeling when the reality isn't there yet? And we say, catch yourself at the best moments that you can find and emphasize that to yourself. And do it over and over again. Just find the best feeling moment that you can find and practice it from then. And it is our promise to you. It will get better and better and better and better and better. So what we're suggesting is that rather than letting an unwanted event train your vortex, train your vibration away from the vortex, train your vibration into compliance with unwanted things, where you just sort of go along with it because it's happening, we want you to be aware that you have the power of focus. And we want you to be aware that when you know what you don't want a little bit, you put its equivalent in your vortex. So when you sort of don't want something, you sort of want something, and that sort of wanted thing goes into your vortex. It's equivalent. It's the specifics of what you do want are equivalent to the specifics of what you don't want, and other way around. So by the time you've built something into this pathway of what you really don't want, you have, without knowing it, constructed a really specific what you do want over here in your vortex of creation. We call this vortex of creation, it's the bounce and the holding place where the evolved version of you is held in vibrational readiness for your attention to it. It's there. Now, if you're talking about manifestations, then you're probably not all that interested in these vibrational thought ways that have been carved out. But we want you to understand that the vibrational thought wave that you've carved out is going to manifest depending upon where you eventually light in terms of your vibrational readiness. So we want to say to you, you can let unwanted things train your vibration into a match with what you don't want, and law of attraction will show you the evidence of where you are. Or you can let the vortex, which is the holding place for all things wanted, train you into a vibrational frequency, and the manifestation of those wanted things will show themselves to you. But what we really want, what we really, 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 really want, what we want more than all other things put together, what we want, Jerry's always saying, Abraham, what do you want? What we want, 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 is that you will accept the construction of these thought waves prior to their manifestation. Because if you will accept the thought waves of these creations, if you will accept the creation of your vortex, if you will accept the creation of the unwanted things, if you will accept that they are being created by your attention and therefore by your creation of thought waves, if you will accept that they are being created long before they manifest, and you will pay attention to how you feel during the creation process, two things will happen. Two really good things. One so much better than the other, but we're in disagreement with you about which one is the better thing. Two things will happen. One thing is sure, the manifestation of what you're focusing upon the most will happen. It will happen. It's law. It will happen. It's a done deal. It's a sure thing. It will happen. Do you know that for everything you want, cooperative components are immediately available? That's why there can and should be immediate manifestation of the things that you want, because when you ask, it is given vibrationally. But there is this lag that happens with so many of you. We've been giving the buffer of time the credit for it. In other words, we've been saying to you for a long time that when you want something, there is usually a buffer of time between your identification that you want it and the showing up of it, the manifesting of it, the actualization of it in your life experience. But we want you to know that the only reason that there is that lag is because when you launch your preference, when you amend your desire again and again and again, as you do all day, every day, you are usually not up to speed. You're not a cooperative component to what you're asking for. And the reason that you are not, sometimes, often, usually, a vibrational match to what you're asking for is because you are so oriented. You're so deciphering the present manifestation. So when your present reality shows you something that you want, most of you are still so actively involved in explaining what's wrong with the present reality that you prevent yourself from being a cooperative component to what you are looking for. You know, a question has a vibration and an answer has a vibration. But the vibrational difference between the question and the answer is a big vibrational difference. A problem has a vibration. A solution has a vibration. But there's a vibrational variance between the problem and the solution that keeps you from being a cooperative component to the solution. So it's really interesting thing to see that when you ask for something, immediately the source within you, we call that your inner being, the whole of you, becomes an immediate vibrational match to what you're asking for, and law of attraction gathers the cooperative components to it, so there is an immediate attraction of everything that you are asking for. But if you're still beating the drum of what is, I don't have enough money, I don't know what I'm going to do, I've never had enough money, I don't know hardly anybody who has enough money. As you beat the drum of what is, you hold yourself vibrationally apart from what you are really wanting. Now, the best news in all of that is every time you do that, you can feel your vibrational discord. When you build a house, you have an idea of its design, don't you? You don't choose from a lot of different architectural patterns and try to create a consensus of everything available. You usually choose something and define it, and then you leave a lot out of this house. Jerry and Esther have built what Jerry called an Asian Texas house. It's in Texas, and it has a lot of Texas materials like limestone and so forth. But it's Asian in design. And as they were choosing the materials and the architecture and the furniture, they left way more out of it than they brought to it, because most everything doesn't go with that. But what goes with it really goes with it. So they focused. They didn't say, yeah, bring some of everything over. They didn't go to the furniture store and say, we'll take some of all of this, because most of it didn't fit. Only some of it fit. A very small percentage of it fit. But oh, what fit really fit. In your physical format, when you go to a buffet, you don't choose some of everything and put it on your plate. You are specific about what you're putting together. When you make a recipe, you don't take every ingredient from your closet or cupboard and try to make it fit into this cake. How much Tabasco sauce in this cake? How much cheese should go into this cake? I'm wondering if I should put scallops or shrimp into this cake. Of course, we're being absurd, but we are making a very strong point with you. When you are constructing your cake or when you are constructing your house, you know that while there is much that you can choose from, you don't choose some of all of it. You construct it with precision. You focus and you bring to it what fits. And when something doesn't fit, you leave it out. You deliberately leave it out. You don't try to make it all fit. And we want you to understand that you are source energy in physical bodies, but source energy who are constructing the cake of your life or the building of your life. In other words, you are constructing it. And in the same way that you want to focus and add, you want to feel as you go along the way the appropriateness of what you're adding. And sometimes what happens in your physical format, it is certainly rampant on your planet today, is that people don't realize that they are choosing with their thoughts. They don't realize that they are constructing their lives through the conversations that they have over the dinner table with friends. They don't realize that in that dinner conversation that is mostly complaining about what's going on about something or other, there is a construction process going on where you are literally bringing the materials to your construction site, and you are in the process of building something that we promise you you're not going to like it when you get it finished. We want you to begin constructing your lives with some deliberate intent. We want you to realize that when you focus upon something, it might just be something that goes past the screen on your television, and as it catches your attention and you give your attention to it for as little as 17 seconds, you begin the construction project. You do. And before you know it, there are people knocking on your door from all over the place, through television, through movies, through magazines, through conversations that you're overhearing as you're standing in line. All kinds of information that now matches that activation is now brought to you. And this is the thing that we really want you to consider. Imagine being the foreman or the architect or the builder on a construction site, and imagine a whole lot of seemingly well-meaning people bringing all of their ideas to the construction site of what you need to put into this building. Before long, you'd put a sign up that says, "Don't call us, we'll call you." Before long, you'd put a sign up that says, "Please, no more unwanted materials delivered to our door." And yet, the same thing is happening when you are giving your attention to things unwanted. It's like putting a sign out to the universe that says, if you've got a lot of this, drop it over here, because it's active in my vibration and therefore I'm calling for it. So as a result, what a lot of our physical friends are doing, instead of deliberately focusing and putting a deliberate call out for the materials, for the building blocks, for the conversations, for the ideas, for the co-creators of your life, instead of putting a deliberate advertisement out by virtue of your deliberate thought and practice.